As an MBA, you might have been asked a question around your salary expectations, and it's a question that doesn't make anybody feel comfortable, especially because you don't want to reveal your salary prior to becoming an MBA. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the 3 tips to make sure that you stand out whenever you're asked this question, and to make sure that it's a win-win situation for both you and the employer. Now, if you are new to this channel, this is Ivan Lesso with MBAthink.com. As an MBA career coach, I've helped a lot of people get through the interview process and make sure they get the salary that they deserve. Now, with that, let's go ahead and dive right in. Perfect. So the first tip that I have for you is to find out what is your market value. And the best tool that I found, although it's not always accurate, is it's called Glassdoor Know Your Worth. And I'm going to leave a link to that in a description below. But you can also Google it by just typing Glassdoor Know Your Worth. And what it does is it asks you some questions around your background, your experience, your education, and then it looks at everybody of your profile in their database to see how much people are making to give you an idea of what your market value is. Now, that shouldn't be your only data point whenever you're deciding what your potential salary is, but it should be one of the data points to make sure that you know what kind of range should you expect to make after an MBA. So the first tool that I highly recommend is the Glassdoor Know Your Worth. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2 is to make sure that you look at the salary report of your school. And typically what every school does is they question their graduates about their salary, and they combine all that data, they anonymize it, and they create a report by industry. So what that does is it gives you an idea of how much your peers are making. And it's really important that you have this as another data point, because you want to make sure that you are going to be compensated fairly and in line with everybody else that is graduating from your school or have graduated from your school. So that's the second data point. Make sure that you understand what people are making, especially in the industry that you want to get into, whether it's management consulting, investment banking, tech industry, finance, marketing, etc. So make sure you look at that salary report. Now, the third tip that I have for you is making sure that you do proper research around the position that you're applying for. And it's very important that you look at that because if your market value is here and your peers are making the similar salary, but this position only pays X amount across the industry, right? Not just at the company you're applying for, but across the industry, there's a huge gap. So you want to make sure that you have fair expectations to the employer, because if this is a position that perhaps does not require an MBA degree, I mean, there are some that maybe we're passionate about and we're still going to differentiate ourselves being an MBA, but maybe it doesn't require an MBA, and so the salary is not in line with the other MBA salaries across different industries. So you want to make sure that you do proper research. The best way to do that is, again, go to Glassdoor, look at the company that you're applying to, look at that position. If you don't have enough data for that company, look at other 5 competitors, right? And they're likely to have similar teams, similar positions, and that will give you an idea of how much the market is willing to pay for that position. Now, when you combine all of these data points, so your market value from Glassdoor, how much your peers are making, and how much this position typically pays in this industry, take all of that and create a range for you. And make sure that you are comfortable with this range, because if you are not, then you have to do some other brainstorming around what could be maybe other industries that you want to get into that pay more. But create a range for yourself. And then what I recommend is don't share the range with the employer. Share the high end of the range, because if you share the range, nothing is preventing them from giving you the low end of the range and thinking that you are going to accept it because it's within your range, right? So keep the range to yourself and keep that as what you are willing to accept, but give the employer the higher range. Now, one more bonus that I always give to anybody I work with is that you should not put all your eggs in one basket, meaning that don't pursue only one position. Pursue multiple companies and pursue multiple positions. network for all of these positions, because as soon as you get your first offer, your market value is going to skyrocket, and other employers, if they're serious, they will look at that and it will tell them that, number one, you're a valuable asset on the market, and number two, they will either match, or they'll try to match or exceed your previous offer. So make sure that you have different parallel work streams going at the same time, and that will give you leverage whenever it's time to negotiate your salary and your offer. So thanks a lot for watching. One more thing, I did put together a short guide that I'm sharing with everybody on my channel for free. All you have to do is to go to mbajobseekers.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. And this guide will give you is a lot of the insights that I've learned by going through this whole process myself. I am an MBA from the University of Chicago Booth School of Business, and so I've gone through this whole process multiple times actually, and then I found my dream job, and now as a director in one of the top tech companies in the world, I interview other people, and I have those insights. And what I've done is I put all of these insights into one short guide that you can download for free, and it will definitely accelerate the process of getting to that dream offer that you really want. This was Ivan Lessa with MBAthink.com. If you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button because I post a lot of videos like this one. And if you like this video, hit the like button, and also leave a comment below and let me know if you have ever been asked this question, how did you respond, and if all of this stuff that I talked about resonated with you. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.